Well, here's my veggie patch. Going at the, what, tail end of July. I can't remember what day it is. I think Monday's the 29th, and today's Tuesday. So, anyways, I did find one of those big fat green worms on this tomato plant. This is my Mr. Stripey, and see up there where he cleaned off some of the leaves, but he went down to the chickens. I keep looking, but they're so hard to find. But I just cut off some tomatoes. I got one big one in the house. I went ahead and cut it off because it was, figured I'd let it sit inside and ripen. But here's a pretty good size one right here. If I can get my hand on there. There's basically kind of been some smaller ones, you know, tennis ball size and a little smaller. But I still think I may have another one somewhere. I'm going to have to really look for one because some things will eat a tomato plant in no time. But yeah, there's all my pepper plants, all banana peppers except for one that I didn't. A little ladybug. Get in there and eat those bugs. Oh, he fell off. Except for this one, that Cubanella pepper, I think that's what it's called. I thought it was banana pepper, but it's a Cubanella. At least it takes longer for those peppers to ripen, but they can get some big old peppers. But you're supposed to pick them when they get about the color of a ripe banana pepper. But so I got 1, 2, 3, 5 pepper plants, and that's a tomato plant. Hold on, I'm gonna switch hands. I did from seed, and I got another one that's over there outside the fence. Well, 2 I did from seed, and one was a volunteer from last year. It just come up, and it's actually going to be one of those little snacking tomatoes. I see those grape ones. See some little tomatoes on it already. Kind of spindly right now, but I've given Miracle-Gro I think 2 times now, but we've had so much rain I just never could keep up on top of it because it stayed so wet. But my ears are trying to recover from the sun. They've not perked back up just yet. So I just picked. I got one I missed, cucumber, so that'll go down to the chickens. But I just cut all these off the vine. Look at that, and got some banana peppers and some tomatoes. So I did do some little sunflowers. Oh, that one's covered up by that elephant ear. Those ones are a seed pack called Dwarf Sunspot. I've done those before. They make a short, stubby sunflower. They pretty good size sunflower head on them. It's like a full size sunflower on a short stalk. They're pretty easy to grow. And all this contraption stuff here is just kind of stuff to keep little Kinsley from jumping in here. And this was it's dill. It's mammoth dill. It's fizzling out now, but oh, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. I planted a pack of seeds, gosh, I think back in March. It took a long time to grow, but they've been awful pretty. Kind of got this one tied up, but you know, like what you dill, it's dill, you know, dill pickles. You can, but yeah, they're kind of fizzling out, but they've been awful pretty. They was, but supposed to butterfly, some type of butterfly likes to lay their eggs on it, but they did look better. I just grew it just for the heck of it, just to see. They're kind of a little wispy, but slow growing. I've been sitting here, like I said, I think around about March. I just threw them out. I just threw the seeds out here in this corner to see how they would do. Oh yeah, there's the back side of the cucumber. Let's see if I can step in here. Get my contraptions out of the way. But yeah, all this stuff I just put in here and kind of keep Kinsley from jumping in here when I'm growing stuff. She does really good. She don't get in here. So yeah, so I got 6 cucumber plants, and it bad thing. I mean, well, it's bad and good because when we get all the rain that we've had, it's a little bit sloped in here, just a little. So when it rains a lot, it'll pond right there. It runs. It don't stay there very long at all. It'll drain out, but you can tell the ground's been really wet there. And that one in the corner, it's not quite as as full as the rest of them, but it's put out some cucumbers. I still got some small ones that was you know too small to cut off, but I kind of tell they're beginning to look like it's going in, fixed to be going into August in the next couple weeks. So they're getting a little, but as long as they keep producing, I'll keep cutting them off. But I'm not really going to worry about giving them Miracle-Gro because it's done getting time for things to start, So, but yeah, this one kind of grew up and around all that stuff. The birds like to sit up here and perch on all this stuff, but anyway, see, I got a little sunflower right there. This was ruby something. They're supposed to be like white and red, something like that. I've grew them before, but it's been a long time since I grew it, and I only had one seed do worth a darn. So this ear, big ear. I did have another tomato plant here, but the top part of it got broke out when one of them storms we had, and then it looked like the stems were mushy. I don't know if something was actually wrong with it, but the top part did get broke because it was completely broke beyond saving. But yeah, here's the one that just volunteered from last year. It's kind of spindly, but it's pretty tall. It's already 6 foot. It's tall as a fence. And then, of course, that Mr. Stripey one, it got way tall. I kind of got it rigged up there to help stand it up there. I know tomatoes can bend and do stuff, but if they get bent too much, they won't. That one looks a little. Some of them have been split in the top, but it ain't gonna hurt it none. But so yeah, well, these ones, I think these will do pretty good. So I got a bunch of other seeds I'm gonna throw down and see if they come up. They do, they do. They don't, they don't. But yeah, get out of here. I think they kind of looks like fireworks. But yeah, this one's kind of in blooming. You can kind of tell the difference. But when they was all blooming, some of them are going to seed. Like this one, it's fixing. It'll probably drop seed. It may sprout out next year. Who knows? It might be neat. Be a neat little plant to grow. Just to see, just for kicks. But yeah, like this big one, it was blooming. It looked just like that one, but really pretty, and the smells really good. It smells like a bag of Deal potato chips without the potato chip smell. But yeah, so got a mess of stuff. I sure have enjoyed them. That's my red hyacinth right there. Oh, so something to eat on that one. Get out in the yard. Yeah, I like growing vegetables. I think next year, I know he kind of mentioned, yeah, he don't mind maybe jalapeno pepper every once in a while. So next year I'll grow a jalapeno. So they're still folded over. My ears are, but I'll step out here real quick. That hot sun, and they've got plenty of moisture on them, but the sun has just been ridiculously hot. Everything's, fizzling down, and I can never remember the name of this stuff, what I got out of the woods. Something snow mountain, but it's mint. Of course you can tell, but yeah, it's blooming. Bees and stuff, I absolutely love it. I got 1 or 2 little small plants, and over the past couple 3 years, it's spread. And this is a coneflower. They was real pretty pink. They're kind of like a dusty mauve color now. They're kind of, you know, fizzling. And this is a volunteer ironweed right here. Fixing to start blooming. A lot of the rest of them are fixing to start blooming. But yeah, they're not quite recovered yet. They'll be, oh, so they tore that ear. They'll be perked up here in a few hours, but yeah, they little. Hasn't mowed the front yard. He mowed everywhere else, but he hasn't mowed the front and the side yet. But yeah, they're not quite as big as that one year, but that's because that was really kind of giving the vegetables a lot of Miracle-Gro, and I think they benefited from that. But they'll probably be blooming here soon. I've been coming in here and cutting off the ones that are, you know, really laid down and stuff, and try to keep the, you know, along the edges or the bottom part, you know. Oh, there's some mushrooms growing in there. And mushrooms. But yeah, like this one, I'll probably come and trim a lot of these ones along the bottoms, keep them up off the ground. Gotta pick my ears up. So, but yeah, this my rose bush. I don't know what's happening to it. That yellow one, I think it's dying. I've had it for a long time. It's not looking so hot. It was awful pretty this spring though. So I don't know what's going on with it. If it keeps the whole thing turns brown, I think it might be going kaput. I don't know. But this is my other tomato plant. It's just beginning to look like it's always going to be a snacking one too. You can tell. Huh. Well, I think that seed packet lied to me. One was a volunteer. 2 I did from seed packet, which is called Jubilee. I'm going to have to come and tie this up. And it's supposed to be like a yellow tomato like that or Lemon Boy. I couldn't find any Lemon Boys this year. So I had 3 from seed that I did and 1 that was a volunteer. So the volunteer was a mystery. So maybe the one that got broke out, the top got broken, something happened to it. Maybe that one was I don't know, doesn't matter. But yeah, I got all this is catnip growing around the bottom of it. It's seeded, volunteered over here, but you know, like the catnip that cats go crazy for. Them tiny flowers. Smells skunky. I've kind of left it. I kind of thought maybe it might deter some stuff from going over there. But it gets plenty of sun, no doubt, because it gets blasted over here until the sun goes over the house around about, I don't know, 2, I guess. So it gets plenty of sun over here. Then there's look at that thing. I got it tied. It keeps, when it rains, it's so top heavy. And I've limbed it at the bottom too, 2 times I think this spring. It makes some good hickory switches because it's very wispy. Kind of neat looking, I think. I think it's probably about its full size it's gonna get, but I gotta figure out I need some sort of like a pole, like a tall shepherd's hook to kind of stick in the center somewhere, and then I can have something to tie it to it, because I got a paracord around the middle, so when it rains it doesn't just flop out, you know, it flops out, and I'm afraid they'll get broke. But it might not, because they're so you know, very, very flexible. But I may come and do some more cleaning up on it. I've cleaned it up at the bottom, but this is really, really filled out. It kind of had me worried in the beginning of the spring because it dropped a lot of leaves. But then it just sprouted out like crazy. So, I don't know. I hope my rose bush is okay, but if not, then, sorry, it's pulling weeds. Do something else. So that's one thing about, you know, somebody like to garden and plant flowers and stuff, you know. One failure is another possible success. So you enjoy it, and then it's time to try something different. But it's been awfully pretty, so I don't know, maybe it's just been because it's just been so hot. I don't know, it's dropping leaves, but it looks so pretty this spring and even into early summer, but past few weeks it's really started. There was the cardinal's nest down in there. Little red bird. But yeah. The chicken's down there. But yeah. Go here. So anyways, I thought I'd do a little veggie patch. Exciting veggie patch video. So this has been hot, and just muggy, sticky, bad, sticky. Just come out here and it just feels like a steam bath all the time. And of course you know that. So, but anyways, I'll go get off here and pill around for just a little while and it's time to wrap it up. So, I shall talk to you again later. Bye-bye.